Hello, I'm Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special housing report brought to you in association with ASB. We have figures out today from Quoteable Value showing that house prices nationally fell 8.3% in the 3 months to January from the same period a year ago, and that's essentially down from the peak at the end of 2007. Now these are national numbers, and overall Quoteable Value is saying that in some areas we're seeing falls of more than 10%. These include Hamilton, Dunedin South, Kaipara, Manukau, South Waikato, Rotorua, Masterton, all more than 10%, in some cases up to 15%. Although there are some regions, only 3, where prices have actually risen in the last year, and they include Southland, Westland and Bulla. It's interesting though to ask the question, so what are house prices actually doing? Because we get so many numbers around. There's 2 main sets of figures. The Quotable Value numbers, which are produced by the government-owned valuation company Quoteable Value. And then there's the ones from the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand, so-called REINZ figures. Now they're calculated in different ways and they can mean different things. I'm not necessarily sure one is better than the other, but certainly they give you different types of information. Firstly, the Quotable Value figure actually compares apples with apples. What it does is work out what the price of a house in a certain region of a certain type is now, going from sales of those types of houses in the last 3 months, compared with what the same types of houses in the same area about a year ago was. So it does compare apples with apples. Whereas the Real Estate Institute numbers simply take a median of all the houses sold in that particular month. So let's say, for example, in 1 month, all the houses sold were fancy houses in Roongara for over $1 million. And the median of all those houses was quite high. That would compare with, let's say, the previous month when all the houses sold were apartments in Manukau. Now, obviously, that would seem to say that house prices have jumped sharply, when maybe they haven't. Now, obviously, there is a large number of sales included in the REINZ figures. And when you spread it all out, and the fact you're taking into account a median rather than an average, there isn't so much skew, but some people do think that there is some skew because of the types of properties involved. So that's the difference. The REINZ figures are more up to date, you can argue, in that they come from the last month, and all of the figures are from the last month. And but however, the QV numbers, perhaps in the long run, give you a better picture of where prices are going. The REINZ figures show that prices are currently down 6.6% from their peak. So at the moment, QV is saying the fall is bigger than the fall registered by REINZ. What's our view? Where do we think prices will go? Well, we have quite a bearish view. We think prices are going to fall 30% from their peaks over the 2 or 3 years from that peak in 2007, 30% down. So we've still got a way to go. Even though interest rates are down, it's a lot harder now to get a low deposit loan, and many people are a bit nervous about their employment situation as the global economy heads deeper into recession. I'm Hickey. That was a special housing report brought to you in association with ASB.